So now we have the head of Barclays, you know, another too big to fail bank, of course. Head of Barclays, whose last name is also Diamond, kind of like Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan Chase. What if those two clowns are related? Diamond, like a diamond in the rough. Yeah, okay. How about a turd? How about changing your last name from Diamond, both of you, to Turds? Incredible. So this guy says, oh, you know, yeah, we got caught manipulating the interest rates for Libor and Euro something or another, which are critical interest rates that affect the entire system, of course. And yeah, this goes all the way back to the Bank of England. And when I get questioned, I'm gonna expose the Bank of England for their part in it. So of course, like a day later, now I think I'm just gonna go ahead and resign. So is he still gonna be questioned now that he resigned, or did the Bank of England and the rest of them shut him up? What does that mean? And if the Bank of England is complicit, which you know it is, I mean, it's obvious, you know it is, and if it is, then that's the same as saying, for example, in America, and this has been going on for years, but it's been brought back up in the light recently, especially with JP Morgan and their trading loss. They were caught, along with all the other big banks, rigging municipal bond interest rates that the cities would get, and kind of skimping a, you know, 0.5% or 0.75% or 1%, whatever it was, off the top kind of thing, where they would, I guess, make a little more money. I'm trying to think of how they did that. I know they were rigging bids, for one thing, so that they would appear to be the best bid. You know, like JP Morgan would bid against other people, and the entities that would submit or tell JP Morgan, hey, we got one over here, you know, one of these municipality deals, and would tell them exactly where they need to be, you know, in order to get that deal closed. Come in, offer the best rates. Well, they're all rigging the rates. Now, another thing I thought I remember from a couple years ago, what wasn't just that they were rigging the rates, but that somehow they were, whatever the interest rate was, there was a piece of it, a little tiny part of it, that they told the banks, you know, or the municipalities, you're gonna get such and such, you know, interest rate. You're being charged such and such interest rate, when really the rate wasn't quite what they told them it was. So they were actually getting more back than they were supposed to, interest-wise. And if a municipality has to pay back more, especially when they've been lied to and they weren't supposed to charge them as much as they were, who's paying? Where does that municipality get the money from to make those payments on those bonds that the bank issued to them? And again, oh, you guys are in trouble, you're having problems with your budget like the whole world? No problem. We over here at JP Morgan will step in, give you these bonds at such and such interest rate. We'll give you all this money up front, which is what the bonds cover. You just make us payments back at interest, of course, on these bonds, because we know you need the money now. And as old J.G. Wentworth says, it's my money and I need it now. So if you're a municipality and it's your money and you need it now, and you got budget problems, you gotta have it now, come on down and see one of the too big to fail banks. We'll lie to you, create fictitious interest rates, make you pay more than you actually should have, and keep a tiny percentage of it on top of that for ourselves. So anyways, who pays for those bonds? Well, the taxpayer, of course. There's only one person, one class of society that you're gonna hear, especially in my videos, over and over and over again, of who's responsible, who got screwed, who has to pay, right? It's always the taxpayer. So the taxpayers, through the municipalities, who raise rates, raise taxes, raise city fees for whatever, whether it's gas or water or whatever, in order to help pay back these interest payments, only to find out that they were rigged from the beginning, which would mean the whole entire thing should be null and void, and all the money that the municipalities got, they should be able to keep and tell the banks go pound sand, you get nothing. But instead, we find out, banks, you've been naughty. It's time for you to pay a penalty for rigging these bonds, these bids. So now you can't issue any more bonds for 2 years, pay a little tiny fee, and compared to the profit you've got, this is nothing. As a matter of fact, this becomes nothing more than your business model all of a sudden. We rape and pillage, we lie, we rig markets, bids and whatnot. We finally get caught, but the amount of profit we made by the time we got caught is so fantastic that we are more than willing to pay any and all fines to settle out of court. No red marks in our, Better Business Bureau or credit worthiness or whatever. No bad marks there. Settle out of court. Who offers to settle out of court? It's got to be either the CFTC, depending on what it was, or the Security and Exchange Commission most of the time. Most of the time it's Security and Exchange Commission. And who's in charge of the Security and Exchange Commission? Oh, former banking person. Oh, yeah, okay. So it's a favorable settlement, favorable get out of jail free card, except not quite free. You got to pay this little fine. That way we can run some news stories saying you got caught, you absolutely agreed, you understood you were wrong, and you did your time by paying this fee. But when compared to the profit, again, it's nothing more than a business model at this point. Let's make 2 or 3 billion. Let's pay 200 million back in fines and fees for getting caught red-handed, doing basically felony type of stuff. This is not small time misdemeanor stuff. This is a felony, what they do. And then, again, if you pulled off a scheme to make an extra cool $1 billion, show me one bank robber in history, real bank robber, that pulled off a $1 billion bank cash whatever heist. And and as a matter of fact, show me any bank robber that settled out of court with the authorities for robbing the bank and said, you know what, I know I stole $2 million, but I'm gonna go ahead and settle out of court with you guys for $20,000 right now, and I won't rob banks for 2 years. Fair enough? Fair enough? Cool. The jury agrees, or excuse me, the jury disagrees, but the judge, he agrees because he used to be my former employee back in the banking days, and he's letting me off scot-free. Well, pay court costs. Just pay court costs. All right, no problem. So now, being a criminal, depending on what class of criminal, what class of society you're in as a criminal, is the way to go. You can't make money at a regular job. How can you do that? You got all these taxes and all this crap to pay for the reckless spending at the bankers. So this is like, you can't beat them, join them. So everybody, go try to work at the top banks, at the very top, rape and pillage all the way up. You'll get a very plus job, very fantastic bonuses. And when you get caught red-handed for screwing the whole planet, not just a certain area or a certain city, the whole planet, you get caught for screwing the whole planet, settle with us out of court. And by the way, you personally, you're not settling out of court. The bank you're running is settling out of court. And again, the little fee your bank has to pay is like me pulling out 5 cents out of my little coin tray over here, my little cup holder with, that may have $4 in it. I'm gonna pull out 2 pennies out of my stash and pay these fees or these fines. So anyway, this guy, Mr. Diamond, not Jamie Dimon, maybe it's his long lost cousin or something, from Barclays, is now stepping down, CEO. Another guy's going to take over. The guy who's taking over also was going to step down, but now he's not going to step down because he's going to step into the CEO position until a new guy can be found. And man, I can't wait to see who they find. You know what? I bet the person that they find to replace Barclays CEO is probably going to be someone you never heard of, right? Prestigious person within society, the right kind of guy. He's got a great business background. That's probably who they're going to find. Now, actually, let me stop lying to you and punch you in the face with some reality. It's going to be another banker. It's going to be another member of the club who's going to get the position. Mark my words, this is obvious. I don't have to even try to claim. I was like, look, I was right again. This is so obvious. It's, again, a monkey could figure this out and can do sign language to tell you. Another member of the club will be in that position. Oh, cool. Here's a banana for you, monkey, because you got it right. And it hasn't even happened yet, but you're so intelligent on these matters as a monkey. Here's a matter of fact, here's 2 bananas for a little bonus. A little J-Snip 4 bonus for you. Incredible. Now also, notice he's stepping down. He's resigning. Nowhere in that article does it say this person, Drake, said there would be mass arrests. David Wilcock, Benjamin Fulford as well. He's being arrested, taken down to the local jail, whatever, federal prison, somewhere, and being dealt with. No, gonna step down. And again, if he implicates the Bank of England, that's no different. Again, like what I just told you we did here with the municipal bond rigging. That'd be like saying the Federal Reserve was also caught in the mix of bond rigging for the local municipalities, helping out JP Morgan and Bank of America and the rest of them. That would be so disastrous. That would be so grossly, I mean, just disgusting. That's what that's saying happened over there in England. So by chance, if it happened over there in England, I wonder if the Federal Reserve had anything to do with any of our problems over here. Yeah, I think so. So anyways, let's see what happens today. Let's see what other news comes out today.